Xi'an, deposit 1,000 yuan in savings in 2003, 20 years later, get back 80 yuan. Beijing holds its breath before 2 annual sessions. Shenzhen police disperse unemployed workers. What is the government afraid of? Chinese APT-31 hackers linked to Belgian MP's spear phishing attack.
Local media recently reported that Wang from Xi'an registered a passbook at the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China's Tumen branch in Xi'an 20 years ago. At the time, he deposited and withdrew money from the passbook several times, then forgot about the money. During the Lunar New Year this year, he accidentally found this passbook while collecting old furniture at home. He told reporters, "I even forgot I had a passbook like this. After I opened it, I saw more than 1,000 yuan, or $144 in it, so I wanted to go to the bank to withdraw money." On February 3rd, Wang went to the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China's Xi'an Tumen branch to process withdrawals and account cancellations. Surprisingly, the banker told Wang after checking on their system that there was just over 80 yuan, or $11.60 in the passbook. Wang told reporters that at the time, staff said they could only display relevant information after 2021. The staff promised to help him find the historical records as soon as possible. 4 days later, the bank staff informed Wang they found the information he needed. On February 9th, Wang returned to the bank again. The banker said a check of 2004 records showed that the balance in Wang's passbook was more than 200 yuan, or $29. Wang said that the staff had revoked his previous passbook when he went to the bank for the first time on February 3rd, and the only thing he had left was a few pictures of an old passbook. On the afternoon of February 27th, at the Tumen sub-branch of ICBC, Wang provided a media reporter photos of the old passbook. The images showed that the company opening of this passbook was named Fengdong Branch, signed on May 14, 2003. On May 19, 2003, 1,000 yuan was transferred to the passbook, with a balance of 1,216 yuan, or $176. Since then, the passbook has had no deposit or withdrawal records. However, the information displayed after March 21, 2021 shows that the bank would deduct 3 yuan, or 43 cents, and 0.08 yuan of interest every 3 months. Aside from that, the passbook has no other deposit or withdrawal transaction history.
According to Chinese media, the CCP's 2 annual sessions in Beijing are approaching in early March. Tension is being experienced across the country. All Beijing passengers must undergo a multi-layered security check. The CCP's strict control makes people feel suffocated, and they have expressed anger at its extreme measures. Multi-layered security check. According to the Xiamen city government, Fujian province, from February to March 14th, Northern Xiamen Station will carry out a multi-layered security check at the special waiting area for passengers entering Beijing. Since the check will take up to an hour, all passengers must arrive at the station early to avoid being late for departure. Many netizens lamented on Weibo, "The multi-layered security check mechanism of southern Beijing Station is definitely the world's dumbest management. There is only one small security check, and Didi drivers have to urge people to line up. It was the most rushed and funniest train experience in my life. When I went to Beijing, I had to wait in line for my turn to go through security. Everything needs to be checked. I pulled everything out, even asked someone to take a picture of the backup charger." Banning drones and balloons. Also, according to CCTV, from March 1st to March 14th, Beijing will ban units, organizations, and individuals from using drones, balloons, and other flying devices. Any violation will result in punishment or even criminal prosecution. The Beijing Public Transport Administration also issued a notice requiring vehicles carrying dangerous chemicals, including highly toxic chemicals, be banned from Beijing's roads from March 2nd to March 15th. Increasing security across China. Security forces in all parts of China were on standby and increased control before the 2 sessions in Beijing. This is a picture of a force arrayed in Baotou City, Inner Mongolia, a security team in Shijiazhuang City, Hebei Province, in Samanxia, Henan Province, in Yinan, Shandong Province.
As Chinese media reported at midnight on February 25th, the Shenzhen government, Guangdong Province, suddenly mobilized many police and security guards to disperse unemployed people sleeping outside Longhua bus station. Some netizens analyzed, on the outside, the government is afraid this will affect the city's face. But in reality, the increasing gathering of unemployed people has scared it. A video shows that at midnight on February 25th, the district office of Longhua bus station, Shenzhen City, mobilized many police and security guards to disperse unemployed people spending the night there, or even those who were sleeping on park benches. Another video shows that on the evening of February 22nd, many migrant workers were stranded outside Longhua bus station because some factories were not hiring. Factories in Shenzhen have no orders, and the Longhua bus station dealers are also closed. According to Chinese media, Shenzhen's Longhua bus station is considered a staffing market. Many young people who have just arrived in Shenzhen have started working here, but now there are no jobs. They must sleep on the street or right in front of Longhua bus station. There are many unemployed people, many of whom have been unemployed for a long time. When life comes to a standstill, they will sell their mobile phones, phone numbers, and WeChat accounts. They will then be disconnected entirely from the outside world and become genuine refugees. Regarding this, a Twitter user commented, "A concentration of unemployed people will expose the Chinese economy's real situation and cause serious social problems over time." In another post, this netizen wrote, "The Chinese government understands too well the potential danger of refugees. Years ago, the gathering of a migrant workers group living near Jingluoxin village, Longhua district, had no problem. After all, it was just a transition, and they were able to find a job. But the situation this year is completely different. With factories constantly closing, unemployment is the norm, and when savings run out, troubles will begin. There are homeless people in America too, but they have free food. Although life is poor, there is no riot." Some netizens speculated Beijing was afraid the large number of unemployed people gathering would cause social problems. They might force the unemployed to return to their homeland, and possibly make them do agricultural labor in the future. A netizen looking for a job in Shenzhen described the current situation as follows: "If you haven't gone out to work yet, don't go out now." After the pandemic ended, Shenzhen increased by millions of migrant workers. Job seekers flooded subways and bus stations, going around the city looking for jobs. Many young people took videos saying they couldn't find a job. They ran out of money and wanted to go home. On overpasses or corridors near Longhua bus station, many people who couldn't find a job spread mats on the ground to sleep overnight. Everyone was miserable. The laborers were even more miserable. In addition, a video posted on the internet shows one factory recruiting workers. They clearly emphasize they do not accept people over the age of 33.
Chinese state-backed hackers APT31 are suspected of running a spear phishing campaign against a prominent Belgian politician who used to target China for its human rights abuses. Spear phishing describes when the victim receives emails from counterfeit addresses that would contain malware. As the Financial Times reported, the Center for Cybersecurity Belgium, CCB, named the hacker group as a possible malefactor behind the electronic communications scam against Belgian Member of Parliament Samuel Kogalati. The CCB writes, "We have reasons to believe that this series of emails came from APT31, a threat actor associated with China and who has shown interest in people who have criticized the actions of the Chinese Communist Party." The agency told the publication that they identified APT31 through a source. It won't make a definite conclusion yet, however. Kogalati is well known for his uncompromising position against China's treatment of Uyghur Muslims in the Xinjiang region. In 2021, Beijing sanctioned him for passing a resolution recognizing genocide against the groups. The lawmaker received emails from a bogus news agency while working on the motion. The fraudulent outlet said it had information on human rights violations in China. He wouldn't know the threats until CCB informed him about them. APT31 is typically recognized for using tracking pixels in benign emails that could collect general data about the target's IT setup. From that, the attackers will send subsequent emails with harmful links or attachments tailored to the victim's machine. The massive cyber attack was used to thwart a Belgian parliamentary session with Uyghur victims in May 2021, forcing it to be rescheduled. At the time, Belgian politicians were about to hear a Uyghur woman detailing her experience in China's camps. It has been rare for a European country like Belgium to outwardly ascribe China for cyber attacks. Christopher Alberg, co-founder of cyber intelligence firm Recorded Future, commented, "For a small country like Belgium, it's pretty gutsy. It was pretty much non-existent for European countries to attribute attacks to China 4 to 5 years ago. The consistent complaints have become harder for China to ignore."